Hello. All right, back to development. Been streaming a lot lately, but today let's try to do some optimization and replace the particle system on the boat. Let me disable the enemies real quick just to show you. Like these splashes. Is my cursor even rendering? Oh. I think I forgot that last time as well. Oh no. There we go. Yep. Like the splashes that are emitting from here, I want to replace with the VFX graph. Just to optimize, right? Now, I don't have that much experience with the VFX graph, but we're gonna make it happen somehow, right? So let's check. We have the particle systems and we got the, I think it's this one. Yeah. Is this one? Water splash trail moving. Yeah, it's this one. And I want to replace this with the VFX graph, because the VFX graph handles particles on the GPU, and the particle system from Unity called Shuriken, which is why these looks like Shuriken, does this on the processor or on the CPU. Now let's create a new empty. Let's just call it water splash VFX. Water splash moving VFX. Visual effect is what we need, and we need to create a new asset as well. And visual effects, graph, trail firework empty. I think a loop is what we need. Let's just create loop, water splash moving. Now we're gonna drag that in, and let's see what we can do here. So it's over here. It's already looping, which is great. First of all, let's change the order on the layer so it's on top of the water, and it's already rendering right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's working. Now we need to grab splash particle, which is this one, which is a sheet or flipbook, which comes from this guy, water splash 6x6. Now let's set this up. We need a flipbook player to actually animate the sheet, right? Over life. Multiply size over life. Oh, you can do that on the output. Didn't know that. Well, this makes it a billboard, which is perfect. And then UV mode, I think here, yeah. Flipbook. The main texture. 6x6. Water splash. There's two different ones. Let's just grab this one. Okay. That is not, oh, 6x6. Boom. That's working. Now, can we do velocity? Distance. Trigger event over distance. Maybe it's this one. Can we not have this? Or does it need to be in the update? Probably on the update. Either way, let's check. It's not constant. Let's just make a ridiculous size. Where is it? Let's make it 15. The question is anything even gonna happen now, right? Oh, I almost thought it was that. But we still have the other guys enabled, I guess? Why is it enabling? Oh, quality settings. Yeah, as I said, I don't have that much experience with the VFX RAF, but we'll figure it out. I just make it like actually look good for now. They don't want any weird colors, right? The color of life, we don't need that for now. Just gonna be white, which is perfect. And somewhere we should be able to set the size other than here. Okay. Over life. But now I think we should add a key. 50. And I don't want it to be like this, yeah. Something like that. But we want it to behave differently, right? Lifetime is fine. Okay, like add a velocity. Oh, maybe this one. Let's Google it before we invest too much time just figuring out. So VFX graph spawn particles when moving. Does this work? Spawn over distance. Rate per unit. I don't know, position. I think this is an offset. Okay, now we're not spawning anything at all. This is the reason, maybe. Hey. Okay, I think we need to change the capacity to a big number. So 500. I keep choosing the wrong thing. I like the rate. Let's do 1. Am I moving too quickly, maybe? Yeah, probably. Right. That looks fine for a start. And now we need, or I want to... Maybe you can do this down here. Size or scale. And do a random. Does that work? I think it does. Well, it looks... It looks as if they're the same size to me. And again, no, I think we can change this to a normal number. 1 and 0. And then we can change the scale from here. Right. But the question is it even gonna spawn now? Move like this. Yep. But I think it would look better if they would react with the shadows. Hmm. I'm looking at a forum post, but I think that one's older because I can't find the material type for this. Hmm. Can't set the material. Should be able to. Change material type. Oh, maybe this is the one we need. Because it's just a different node now since the new version, I guess. Because here we got unlit and we want lit so that it gets affected by the light. Now, the other question is, can we even do a flip book? Yes, you can. I think it does all the same things. It has a smoothness and metallic. And then we're gonna grab this. Oops. What was this one? And let's just put all this stuff into this guy. Rid of this one. Right over here. Now, does it make a difference? Does it all still work? Right. Get affected by the shadows? No, wait. Receive shadows, that's correct. Standard, let's just go for standard. How does cast shadows look like? Doesn't make a difference, so let's get rid of it. 1 alpha, perfect. Certain priority, let's do 5. Whoops. Not sure if... I think it does. Get affected by the shadows. I think a little bit. I think it's fine. Now back to making it look good, right? Let's set it to constant spawn rate for now. We can like determine which way it's actually shooting. I think we can set that from direction and speed. Probably we can just tilt it. Yeah. But we want to have it as a wider. What is this? We don't need. Well, let's actually not tilt it. But work with this direction thing. And let's actually make this exposed so we can just copy paste and use it again for the other side. So where was that? Properties, I think, yes, vector 3. Ray direction. Let's make a default value of 1. So we even spawn. And let's make 2 more properties for the speed. Where is it? Float. Min speed. And max speed. Flip it around. Now let's set for the default values. Just the same as is now, I guess. Connect. And now we should be able to change it here. Is it random? Yep. Now what about Z? It's this one. Cone would be better. But I can actually see the cone. Oh, is it this? Nope. Oh, there it is. And let's reset the spray direction. Maybe actually still rotate the object itself. Okay, that's weird. And then let's move it towards the ship. Let's just go ahead and duplicate this guy. It's gonna be minus. Rotate it 180 degrees. We got our spray again. Save this guy and let's just see how it looks like. And make it spawn over distance. Oh, we still have the other guy turned on. Looks like trash. And we can change rate per unit. Let's make this a property as well, which is exposed, so we can just customize it in runtime. So spawn rate, just call it that. And it's here. Okay. Let's make it a bit bigger. So now they're barely visible. Let's do 5. Increase the speed to like 15 or something. The color is not really great. Maybe it's the texture. Let's try and change that one. Let me check what type this is. This one. And which one is this? The same. Does it have a normal? Nope. Use normal map. There it is. Can we now put it in? Nice. So let's try this. If this makes a big difference. But so there's like kind of depth. But the weird thing is the lighting. And the spawn rate change to 5. And increase. Oh. The lighting is really off-putting. We change that. Normal map's good. Receive shadows, let's turn that off. Maybe that makes a difference. Not really. Now this looks closer to what we had before. But not really. I think we have just a lot more spawning with this one. Why does it look so different in the game mode or game view? Perfect. Soft particle. Nope. Okay, back. The dog started barking. So now, what does blend frames do? It looks best with alpha clipping, but it doesn't really... Like half of it's gone. Like from here it's weird, but from up close it's the same. Kind of fuzzy though. And what's the difference with this? It looks the same. What? Okay, now I guess let's turn it on. Alpha clipping. Let's turn off constant and make it spawn over distance, and then we're gonna open this up, and then we're gonna try to add even more particles. Like 50. Does that make a difference? Oh yes, it doesn't spawn, but let's keep it at position since that worked. Can we somehow multiply this? Can we debug? No. Hmm. Is this a float? Nope. Position. Like velocity threshold is like the maximum. If you reach 500 velocity, it's not going to spawn anymore. But why didn't they just implement something the other way around, right? They have a minimum velocity for it to spawn. I don't understand. Why not just include that, right? I'm Googling again. VFX graph. Spawn at velocity. I don't know. Oh. Can we do some logic like this? Spray direction, blah blah blah, like the max speed maybe? Maybe multiply the magnitude with the max speed? I don't know. Just try it out. Oh. Yeah. We need to tone down to 1. Kind of working. We need a lot more particles, you can barely see them. .1 and 0. Spawn rate of 50, and I think we need to increase the capacity, which is this. Just make it an abnormally large number. But what I also want to do is, can we set the rotation? I think it's enough when we initialize it. Or angle, I think it is. Hello? Okay. Doesn't want to add it. Let's just reopen the graph. He's not my child. Whatever that means. Oh, look. It worked. Right. It's in there once. Angle, let's just make it random. Well, I guess. How can we change it? Random vector 3? No. I think this should work. Vector 60. Oh, I thought it looked great, but it was the old one. And I think we need another switch just to fine tune it. Length times that. Length. Maybe switch. Is there an if? Like something. Switch. No, I don't think so. Can we compare? Condition. Okay. Now let's create a property of that. Which is a float called minimum magnitude. Right, so minimum magnitude compared to this and max speed. Keep it clean. Okay, so multiply is magnitude if the magnitude is greater than the minimum. We set the max speed. Instead of like doing it down here. I'll just see if it works this way. This is greater than this. I'm missing something. Does it need to be less? Okay, it needs to be less, I think. But what if we exaggerate like 5,000? Okay. Length. Why did I just assume that this is the magnitude? Length, magnitude. If we change this to vector 3. And set it back to greater. It should make sense, right? If it goes from left to right, if the magnitude is greater than our minimum, it should spawn. Or add more speed. Is there any way to debug this? VFX graph. Change space magnitude. Or can we position? Then the current. And then filling. Does that give us a magnitude? I'm doing some weird stuff. I don't even know what I'm really doing. I'm just trying stuff out, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then magnitude. Well, this magnitude thing worked. Let me multiply it by this and put it into the max speed. Right? It used to work. Okay, it works. Maybe we need to place him differently and start him bigger from the start. It looks like a whole lot of particles, right? But from here, not really. Plus, they should be facing the camera. This camera. Yeah. Now they're like knowing the camera. What if we only change the Z, I think? Yep. Where do we have the size? Oh, it's down here. It's at scale. We're starting at 15 already. Was there a setting that changed the distance? Default sorting. I don't know, let's change it to 5. You can barely see him. Yeah, that's not it. Ah, what happened? There it is. Standard. Ah. Ah, there we go. Let's try and make it a bit emissive, I guess. So we can... Where is it? Emissive. There it is. And then reduce the intensity, maybe? I think maybe this could be a solution. And then enable the spawn over distance again. Yeah, you can see a lot more now, but it seems like there's a delay. Is this the constant? It's weird. That's not it. Maybe it's the flip book. Yeah, it's the flip book. Right. Doesn't necessarily look great. We need to make them smaller. Oh. This looks better. It kinda looks cool, but I'm not really satisfied. Plus the magnitude feels pretty random. Like over here it's way stronger. But I think it's bound to the world position because if I go farther up, the less force it has. Yeah. Does it need to be local? Nope. Any VFX graph experts? How are there not more things you could set here, right? Like minimum distance traveled or minimum velocity and all that stuff. This seems to work, kind of, right? If we change, I don't know why it always has a triangle, like a warning. Nope. We need to set position here. Nah, obviously not. We're not changing a position. We want to get the position. looks different again. I don't like this. What the hell's going on with Spotify? Is the rest of the sound alright? What the hell? Fine, then let's just not play with Spotify, huh? Okay. But the game sound should be working fine. Yeah, it sounds fine. Right. Still the VFX problem. Now what looks better? But I think performance wise would be great to have the VFX graph working. Now how does it look like if we just remove this? Get rid of that. Multiply by 1, that's fine, it's just normal value. Still the wrong one. Minimum speed 0.45, and let's do it 10 for the max. This just doesn't look good. We need more alpha clipping. It looks very uniform. Maybe we need less. Goodbye. Playing around with some values until it looks alright. So what do we have now? 15, 4.5, and 15. I just noticed I should put these closer on the ship. So like, disable these. And put it close. Oops, wrong one. So 3. And -3 for the other guy. Let's try again. That was maybe a bit too close. Let's go -3. 38.5 and 3.5 here. Looks better. But I think we can enable and disable it depending on how much input we're giving, right? So let's just do that in the next session. But now I want to randomize the lifetime a bit more. Let's make properties out of that so we can change it in runtime and test quicker. So let's create two floats. Float is here. So min lifetime and max lifetime. This we can get rid of. Not using it. Let's clean up a bit. Speed. Alright. And now we want a minimum and a maximum lifetime. So minimum is 1.2. I mean 0.8. Just set the defaults. So we know something's gonna spawn as soon as we put these on. And maximum is 1.2. Should collapse these. Maximum to the max. Ugh. Minimum to the min. Right. So let's do 0.5 and let's make it actually a bit longer, 2 seconds. So we have some, I hope, bigger variation. Yeah, I don't know. We need properties for the size as well? I think so. Yeah, let's make some properties. A lot of tweaking to do. Let's create another. I guess this could be an int. Min scale. Max scale. Can I not just put it underneath? So minimum scale and a maximum scale. Put this down here to make it a bit cleaner. Like so. And flip it around. Minimum, maximum. The defaults are 15 and 30. And let's set it while testing. Make it a bit bigger. And the thing is, I can actually grab my, I should be able to grab my controller. Yeah. And move around a bit. And we can set it with the mouse. This looks promising. I can change the max speed. Let's go with 20. Minimum speed, also changing that value doesn't really make a difference. Just put it at 1. fine as well. How about we make it live longer? I think this is pretty much identical to what we have had before. We've had before, which is great because this way it's, I think, better for performance. Let's make a screenshot of this. And put it in 21, 20, 5, 2, 40. Excusez-moi. And now we can put or create prefabs out of this. So folder, water, VFX. I should put the main one up here. And this prefab can be replaced with water splash moving VFX. And it should still be working. Yep. Now the next thing to do is to actually have it only spawn when we move. In theory, I should have functionality for that. Like movement-based actions. And wake size, movement vector. Maybe I could just put it in here, serialize field. Oops. Game object array and water splash VFX array. Let's make a void handle. I'll just do that in update. And then if the player's movement vector magnitude is more than half, let's just do it the other way around. Oh wait, no, we can actually do it like this. No, we can't. If it's less than half, we just return, not do anything. But if not, just go to... Oh wait. Actually, let's go for each. Water splash effects in the array. Water splash effects that's set active. No, not send message. Set active. Being set to this. It's true if it's more than half. Here, just do it less than half. More than equal to. Now, as soon as we get this working, I'm going to stop the stream because it's already lunchtime. We have it here. Movement based. Wait. Movement sounds. Player components, movement based actions. Oh, it's not even enabled. Hello? And I guess we're not changing this. So let's just get rid of it. This one and this one. Now let's see. What has not been assigned? Oh. Yeah, I guess it's kind of stupid because the particles just instantly just disappear as soon as the game object's disabled, right? Boom. Yeah, that's need a different solution. But I can't really work on that right now because time has run out. And for anyone watching, I hope you've enjoyed and I hope you'll come again tomorrow. So I hope you liked the stream. See you next time and goodbye.